Zeathan.
Jonathan.
Nah, I don't think that works. You mentioned a show last podcast that got me very interested. Do you remember what show that was?
That would be Scavenger's Reign, I believe.
Have you checked it out yet?
I still haven't. I'm irritated with Netflix, so I haven't done it yet.
Well, on the drive home, I looked at my lady and I was like, I have a new show. We've been looking for a new cuddle show because usually it's just random YouTube videos, but we enjoy having a show to watch.
Yeah.
And I was like, Z brought up Scavenger's Reign, and what got me on it was editing the clip today where you brought up that scene that got you interested in it. And it's great. I don't have Netflix. I have Max, and it's also on HBO Max.
Yep.
The animation's great. The voice acting's great. The characters are great. The story's great. I really, really enjoy it. What really got you interested in it? I know it was that scene, but...
It was really just that scene. So on Instagram, I tend to fall into certain parts of the algorithm where at times they just send me a bunch of like inspirational shit. And somebody used that scene for an inspirational post. And I was like, low key, that show looks kind of fire. Like the animation is what drew me in because I like good animation.
Yeah.
And just that scene just was like, that did kind of hit deep. So I was just like, I kind of want to watch it. Like, it seems like it would be a pretty good show to watch.
In the first 2 episodes, you are already getting the hint of like heaviness because it's a little funny. It's heavy. And there's some scenes that make you uncomfortable. They crawl into a tube that I swear to God, they got the inspiration from an uncircumcised dick. I swear.
Oh.
There's some scenes that'll terrify you. There's these spider crab-like things that attack them, and you get a close-up on their face, and they have a scream that busts your eardrums. And me and my lady both were laying in the bed going, nope. Nope.
That's fantastic.
There's these weird-ass monkey creatures that use telekinetic powers to get their food. They have a symbiotic relationship with another whatever, but through them... you discover one survivor who's all by himself, and through the monkey, I'm just going to call it a monkey, through the monkey getting into his brain to kind of control him a little bit.
Yeah.
They also connect the memories and stuff, and you see his family and his wife, and it's already a deep telling of like regret and all of that. It's amazing. And I'm going to take a hard stance on this because I hear this notion all the time amongst the film community and just random people that say animation is for children. Shut up.
Yeah, no.
People who don't give animated shows a chance. I get if you don't want to go watch Adventure Time or Regular Show or SpongeBob or any of the cartoons that are on the big 3, Nickelodeon, Disney Channel, whatever. But if I know there's people out there that will look at Scavenger's Reign and be like, yeah, man, it's an animation. Or the reason, and I know this is a hard stance or this is a big leap, but one of the reasons I believe Across the Spider-Verse did not win Movie of the Year last year was because it was animated. And you had a bunch of idiots saying like, oh, it's a kid's movie because it was animated. It's so annoying.
See, I remember being a kid, I think it was Naruto actually, that would only show on Adult Swim.
Yeah.
Because it had like blood and heavier topics than your average kid's show. I think the kid's show part of it really depends on the content of the episodes or the movie or whatever, rather than the way it's formatted, the way it's shown to you. Like rather live action or animation doesn't really matter in terms of whether it's going to be a kid show or not, because there's kids movies that are not animated. High School Musical was a kid's movie.
Yeah.
Like, I don't see why people were just like, yeah, no, it's for adults because it's not animated. That doesn't, no. I don't think that matters.
Yeah, I think the whole statement or the thing they go with is, well, you're supposed to grow out of watching cartoons because they associate cartoons with like Looney Tunes, right? So because they associate it with Looney Tunes and Betty Bop and fucking Popeye, whatever, they refuse to give any animated thing. And like I said, I get, me and you love stuff like Adventure Time and Regular Show.
Mm-hmm.
But even with those shows, you have to sit through a lot of like kid humor, especially in Adventure Time. Like there is adult humor, there's adult themes, there's adult lessons, and there's a lot you can appreciate, but you have to sit through so much early teenage boy humor. That now
they waited like till towards the end of that show to focus more on the deeper stuff. Like even now with like Adventure Time, there's a monologue that Jake went on about knowing your soul, I believe it was. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen that or not. And people are just now like using that for life. Like that show's been out since I was a kid and it's still finding its relevance in today's culture.
And it's amazing that kids' movies can do that because one I see passed around a lot. It's a very basic lesson, but Master Oogway, tomorrow is a mystery. The yesterday is history, but today is a gift. That is why it's called the present.
Yep.
It's in a kid's movie, a very goofy kids movie, but that is something that resonates with you the older you get, right? I'd never caught on to that when I was 6 years old, just wanting to see Poe sit on someone, right?
Yeah.
But now being 23 in my own life, I listen to that quote almost daily, right? Someone asked me, and I know this is completely off topic. They were like, what fictional character would you recommend sit on the Jedi Council, right? And I was like, I'm a pretty big Star Wars fan. I'm a big movie guy. And my immediate thought, couldn't get off it, Master Oogway. My God, dude. The conversations between him and Yoda would be incomprehensible almost.
Yeah. I mean, and then we've got like, in terms of animated shows with a more serious topic, Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is like such a hard-hitting show that you're just like, it would seem like a kid's show, but then you get into drug use and all this other stuff, and it's just like, oh, it's not for kids at all.
Well, that's a hard stance I have in terms of entertainment. Do you have any hard stances when it comes to entertainment?
I know we've had a little topic about this a few episodes ago, but I like almost strictly follow the separate the art from the artist. Like, I remember you saying, I don't remember who it was, but I think we were talking about Eminem and Drake or something like that. And it's like, you said like their music was good, and then you seen what they were posting on social media or something, and you were like, I don't know if I want to listen to them anymore, kind of thing. I don't really follow that too much.
Okay, so I didn't mention Eminem. I just mentioned that Eminem sucks now.
That might have been it, yeah.
Eminem is unbearable to me. Just with the topics and the just change. As I said, whenever we talked about Eminem, there's a reason why people think he's cloned because he just sounds so much different than he originally did.
Yeah.
I did bring up with Drake. A lot of people who like Drake's music want to take everything that Kendrick accused him of and his very weird behavior around underage celebrities and just be like, that's just Kendrick talking shit. It's like, no, no.
Yeah, I had a buddy send me a video recently of Drake commenting on this girl's ass and then asking how old she was, and she said 17. And he walked away and was like, and then turned around and was like, but, and it was just like, no, there's no but to that.
No. No, and he texted Millie Bobby Brown, I miss you, and she was like 14. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
As Kendrick said, don't tell no lies about me. I won't tell no truths about you, all right? And like, I was watching some people react to that, and they were like, "Oh, do you think they could still be friends about that?" I don't know. If my friend said, "Hey, you're a woman beater. Hey, you're a pedo who hangs around other pedos," no, I'm not being friends with that person. That's not a connection that's gonna reconnect.
No, the only reason I don't think Drake is too good an argument is because have you heard his lyrics to a lot of his songs?
Drake is very hit or miss. Marvin's Room is a phenomenal song, right? 8 a.m., which has a crazy line in it now that I listen to it. Okay, I'm going to argue separate art from the artist is a little shaky, but I have it on my playlist. And have you heard that song?
Yes.
You know what line I'm talking about, where he says, "Been praying on it since I was a kid." I'm like, are you talking to, I don't know which, are you talking about yourself or are you talking about the girl? I don't know which one it is now, Drake.
Yeah, there's been a couple of lyrics in a few of his songs that are, that sound morally questionable there. And by morally questionable, I mean not good at all.
But I did mention the social media aspect when it comes to guys like Ryan Upchurch. I find Ryan Upchurch to be an unbearable asshole, just an annoying, unbearable redneck. And I know he prides himself on being that. That's just my opinion of him. Yeah. And I listened to his music back when I was in my wanna be a redneck phase. And when I hear his music now, I can't not hear it without thinking of the person. And when I think about the person, I think of all the fucking dumb shit they say. So I'm like, eh. And Jelly Roll was one of my favorite artists since high school. And him and his wife just offset me now. So every time I hear a Jelly Roll song, I'm like, I can't get past it.
That's fair. I'm looking through my country playlist right now to see who I'm thinking of, but I don't think it's in that playlist, which is kind of shitty. But
what incident are you thinking of? Can you name the incident?
Is it Bush Light that I'm thinking of? Had a trans person. Miller Lite, yeah. And there was this country star that was so far against it. He was saying some pretty fucked up things.
So there was a couple. You had Kid Rock, who unloaded about 12 magazines into a case of Bud Light. You had Jason Aldean, he made Small Town. Don't try that in a small town or whatever. Yeah. And now he's so far down the right because people hated it. And you also had Brantley Gilbert is another one. And he tried to explain. So he took a Miller Lite can and he was like, "Fuck no," and threw it off the stage because someone threw it to him. And he went on a podcast later and he was like, "I don't hate trans people. Just keep it away from the kids. Beer is not meant for kids. Are you giving beer to your children?" Anyways, you're talking about the Miller Lite stuff.
Yeah, the Miller Lite stuff. I think I'm thinking of Kid Rock here. And it's like, he was saying some fucked up things. Also, the keep it away from the kids thing, which I think we've talked about before. Like, yeah, it's kind of shitty to say some of this stuff, especially keep it away from the kids because, for one, it's beer. But their music, from what I remember, wasn't all too bad. I was about to
say, wait, not all bad?
Not all bad, but I haven't listened to Kid Rock in probably 10 years now. So
I was about to say that white trashness kind of bled into you because Kid Rock, I listened to him a lot growing up because I'm from a white trash family. I'm not from very white trash, but as soon as Bartender comes on, "Bartender, I really did it this time. Bro, we'll have a good time."
I'm so far from country that I was thinking, like, my bartender.
Yeah, no. A lot of people probably thought that, but the white trash that listened to this podcast were like, sung it with me. And you already know. But now when I go back and listen to Kid Rock, I'll listen to Cowboy every now and then, and I'm laughing to myself because it's so cringy and so bad. But, okay, so physically, I told you, it just irks me if I'm listening to an artist that I know is either saying weird shit online or is just a bad person. It physically irks me. I can't get into the music.
Yeah.
But when it comes to like ethically, should you not, you are supporting them financially. Like
I
you're
get that.
supporting their bad behavior financially. I can't get past that.
I no, from that point of view, I can get it. I get that. But I when I said that statement, I always think like the separate the art from your artist. My first thought was always Michael Jackson because of the kid stuff that didn't really come out until after his death. But it's just like, okay, I mean, I get it, but he still made good music. I liked his music.
He made good music. But then again, it's like with all of those guys, usually if you're listening to the older artists, you're going to find stories about either drug abuse, beating wives, or especially in the rock. Like if you go look up like old hair metal stars, 13-year-old wives, and bragging about it in their songs.
Yeah. Who was it that had a 14-year-old wife? It was old rock, kind of classic rock, I guess.
People think
Elvis that I'm thinking of?
Elvis, there was definitely an Elvis big thing where his wife was like 14 and whatever. But backtracking, I can't. It's a guilty thing because there is instances with Michael Jackson where you could probably hang your hat on, well, he was never convicted of anything. And there's genuine people out there who genuinely think he did nothing wrong, right? I don't have a strong stance. Either way, whether or not he's guilty or not, I think I lean towards more he's guilty. But like with me, one of my favorite content creators ever is Adam Belampier. He was a wrestle talking head for What Culture Wrestling and Wrestle Talk.
Yeah.
And he had to leave the internet for a while because he cheated on his then girlfriend with fans. Not okay. Shouldn't be sleeping with your fans. He admitted to have a sex addiction. Yada, 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 right?
Yeah.
But when he came back, I'm like, okay, yes, he cheated on his wife. And yes, it was with fans, and that's gross. But it's not like it was unconsensual. You know, it's not like he was out here beating his girlfriend. Any of the normal shit YouTubers get, right?
Yeah.
And then he's had to leave the internet again because this girl accused him of being a predator. She didn't say what he did. She didn't say the situation, nothing. She just said he's creepy and his bosses cover up for it. And now he's off the internet. And my thing is, when that stuff happened before, he fully admitted to it. He got on camera and he was like, yeah, man, this happened. I fucked up. I'm trying to work on it. But this time, he's not admitting to it. So in my brain, I go back and watch those videos all the time because they're entertaining. And I'm like, okay, I just don't think he did anything predatory. Like,
it's a lot harder to come on those stances with the content creator side of things because there's always like the one person that could say something and fuck up your whole career.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about it because hive mind is a thing and it's kind of hard to dissuade people who already solely believe that you've done something wrong, even though you may or may not have done it.
And it's insane to me that as soon as they have their mind made up, nothing
can change it.
Nothing changes it. And there's no guilty until proven innocent. I know we're going on to a topic right here. But as soon as that accusation comes out, it's not an accusation. It's not alleged. They are this. I know so many people, as soon as that accusation is thrown out, oh, they did that. No. And I know the rate of lying about it is much less than the rate it happens. I know. But there's still a rate that lie about it. There have been women that have been recorded that have said, I will lie about you. I will accuse you of this, and there have been recordings of that. So how you can get on here and still believe every accusation, I don't get. Now, when it comes to people like Deshaun Watson had 23 different women over a span of, I think, 2 years accuse him of shit. All right?
Yeah.
I fully believe that. Fuck him. Fuck everybody who looks like him. Fuck the Cleveland Browns for giving him $200 million guaranteed. But when it's one accusation that you fully believe, fuck off, because that can ruin people's lives. I'm sorry.
Now, you said everybody who looks like him. What do you mean by that?
So, another hard I love the calm down. I love the just cooled off of like, so you're talking about black people, huh? No! I know!
I had to take my chance to call you out on this one time because usually I kind of roll with it, but I had to do it this time. You set me up.
Hey, props to you for knowing who Deshaun Watson was. You know.
Yeah, I play fantasy football at the very least. I watch it.
But anything else on this topic, or do you want to move on?
Nah, let's move on. What's another stance you could stand by?
All right, I'll go a little softer. All right.
Okay.
Guilty pleasures aren't a thing in entertainment. You know when people come up to you and be like, oh, like my guilty pleasure is this movie or this video game or show. It's one you like, but it's one you like, but you're too nervous to share to the general population that they would like this. That is why you consider it a guilty pleasure. I don't think that exists. Just like it.
Okay, I don't know how I want to stand by this, right? Okay, so I can understand if it's like a shit movie or something, and you know it's like universally hated, but you're just like, I like it. It's like my guilty pleasure. And that's where I could be like, okay, sure, but also I'm such a I love movies to the point where I just kind of don't care what everybody else kind of thinks about it. Now there are movies that I'm just like, yeah, no, I really hate this movie or whatnot, but there's others that I'm just like, I like it, but I don't really feel like advertising to the world that I like this movie because that's going to change their viewpoint of me or something like that.
It might affect.
I can't really think of an example like that, but I think I could understand where people would come from.
Well, I got an example for you. Have you ever seen Boondock Saints?
Almost. I never actually got around to watching it.
Okay. I really enjoy the Boondock Saints. I turn it on. Willem Dafoe's performance as the detective is phenomenal. But there are several points in that movie where I'm like, yeah, I get why people don't like this. But I still think it's a good movie. But here's the thing, right? I don't have confidence in that movie to go out to anybody, and if they're like, hey, I want, like, recommend me a movie, to get a feel for like my taste. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to recommend the Boondock Saints because you either love it or you don't, and I can see why you wouldn't, right?
Yeah.
So I guess I don't consider it a guilty pleasure because it's just a pleasure I enjoy. But if I know you, I know your taste, right? Mm-hmm. Do you like hitman movies? Do you like mob movies, right? Do you like epic gunfights, exaggerated characters? Go watch the Boondock Saints. It's a good movie for all that. Mob movie, not so much. But I used to consider that a guilty pleasure, but then I'm like, I like the movie. So why don't I just say I like the movie? Like you said, I get not wanting to kind of ruin your taste early on for people that you don't really know, but they're trying to get a feel for you. I get that. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's what that one ex-friend of mine that said he liked Interstellar, I think that's kind of what he did there. Like, instead, not like picking a movie that he knows everybody was going to like, he just kind of threw something out there because I feel like his actual movie wouldn't have been liked by the people or friends that he was around, I guess, because that's just kind of his his MO, I guess. He liked to be liked, and he failed at it.
See, honestly, for me, if I met someone and I was like, what's your favorite movie? And they say a movie that is universally liked or universally known as good, I don't think I'd go to that person for movies.
Yeah.
You know? Now,
That's
like
fair.
my favorite movie is Remember the Titans, and there's rarely anybody who does not like that movie. So I guess I'm part of the problem. But if they say something like, oh yeah, Pulp Fiction, oh yeah, Interstellar, oh yeah, whatever, I'm like, you're too mainstream for me, honestly.
It just shows that, I mean, yeah, you could like the movie. Cool, 100%. You know, you go. But I kind of doubt that that's your favorite movie. Just basing off of like personality, what I've seen from you, you know, your thought process. It just kind of doesn't seem like, yeah, that'd be my favorite movie. It's kind of saying something you know everybody else would like.
Yeah, you either like it or you don't. And if you're too nervous to share it, it's because you either don't have confidence or you're a pussy. So move on to your next hard stance.
Okay, we're going to transfer over from movies. Actually, let's keep movies. Do you think movie critics matter? Because I don't.
I think criticism is subjective at any point.
Exactly.
No one's criticism is absolute. It goes back to what we were just talking about. Beautiful segue, Z. Beautiful segue. You like this, I reset.
Mind? Okay.
I love watching people talk about movies. Some of my favorite channels growing up was like Jeremy Johns, right? Or
Yeah.
Chris Stuckman, Mr. Sunday Movies, right? They talk about movies all the time. But I've learned not to watch the reviews until after, and I'll either agree or disagree. Because sometimes they'd post a review, I'd watch it immediately, and then my opinion would be tainted. I'd go into the movie either expecting it to be bad, expecting it to be good, and that's what I think of the movie. When you should just go into the movie, think what you think about it, and then either agree or disagree with someone's opinion, because criticisms are opinions. They're not facts.
Yeah. I always think of like Rotten Tomatoes, where they have like the critic score and then the crowd score or whatever it's called. And it's just like, usually most movies, the critics are like 30%, 20%, whatever. But then you see the audience score is like 70, 80. And I'm just like, okay, so what did the critics actually have to say about this movie to rate it so low?
Yeah.
Or what did the people think to rate it so high? It's just kind of like, I don't really see the point in being like, yeah, I'm a movie critic. Is as a job? You get paid for that? Because what?
No, in the same vein, how, like, do you think it's right that people get very pressed about a certain critic's opinion?
No. I don't. Well, what's your question here? Restate that.
Okay, so like I said, I like watching a lot of movie reviewers. I like watching a lot of music reviewers, you know, Anthony Fantano, Sean C., guys like that.
Yeah.
And all the time they will, not Fantano, because Fantano bases his kind of like a usual critic like paragraph that you would read in a music magazine. But guys like Sean C., I'll listen to their review, and all the time they're like, don't get mad at me, it's just my opinion, don't get too pressed. Like, when people do that, do you think it's okay for people to like combat a criticism? I guess not heavy. So like, you get what I'm saying.
I think discourse usually is okay if you're not taking it to heart, because at the end of the day, it is an opinion. You can't change somebody else's opinion just by arguing with them.
Yeah.
But you could base your opinion off of theirs, or you could disagree with their opinion. I don't think it's too bad to do so. I just think it's the people that take this shit to heart that are just like, all right, sit down somewhere. Like,
then would say, if, what's your favorite movie?
I'll just go with the old classic, Fox and the Hound 2.
Okay. If you came up to me and you were like, hey, watch Fox and the Hound 2, I watched it, came back to you, I was like, 3 out of 10, didn't really like the stories or the characters. Would your opinion on my opinion change, or would it just be he's got a bad opinion about that?
I tend to not really care.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's my favorite movie. It doesn't have to be yours.
Yeah.
I don't suggest my favorites to people with the expectation that they're going to love it too. It's just based off of my opinion. It's what I like. I don't really factor in whether they liked it or not. I don't factor that into my own opinion of that movie or of them. It's just kind of, okay, that's your opinion.
Now,
because my opinion is that I like it.
Now, I do want to say there are some stupid. There's some fucking stupid. I've gotten this firsthand, right? With like sports content that I've made. A lot of it's subjective, right? Especially when you get into like who's number one, who's number two. I always held the fact that Derrick Henry was the best running back in the league for the past 5-6 years. A lot of people say Nick Chubb, Christian McCaffrey, yada, yada, yada. And you can really list it how you want. It's your opinion. But there's also those people who are like, Lamar Jackson's not a good quarterback. Joe Burrow is overrated. Josh Allen isn't really a good. You're fucking stupid, okay? There's people like that who like Kanye West was never a good artist. What are you talking about? What? So, shut up. Leonardo DiCaprio is not a good actor. What? You're stupid.
Okay. I think that's just rage baiting. Remember that list that I had sent you so long ago about the dude ranking his top, was it NBA players?
Yeah.
And it was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think that's just kind of rage baiting.
I think there is some rage bait, and I try not to fall for it all the time, but I have met, like, I think it was Raph doesn't think Lamar Jackson is a good quarterback. Of course.
And I guess that just kind of, I guess that really just kind of depends on what his idea of a quarterback actually is.
But we're not about to make this a sports. My whole point is, yes, all criticism is subjective. Treat it as subjective because it's subjective. If you want an opinion on something, go indulge in it and get your opinion on it. Okay? But there's some stupid fucking people out there. But let's move off of entertainment because we're halfway through the episode.
Oh.
Should we do food or social?
Let's go food. What you got?
All right, I'm going to say the one that I think I told you we might have some disagreements on.
Okay.
Grilled chicken is better than fried chicken. Yeah.
So, like, I'm a big wing guy. Like, we all know this.
And this isn't race-based, okay? The man just likes fried chicken. I know you're going to put the context together of what he said earlier with the Deshaun Watson thing. It's not race-based. The man likes fried chicken.
This is a fact. I do like fried chicken. I will go ahead and state and cover for him, even though he might just be racist. But anyways.
I was about to smack my phone. I did not want to get up and grab it.
But, okay, I think, like, I'm a big wing guy. And I know grilled chicken wings are a thing, but they're never that good to me.
They're not as good as fried, no.
No. And then I think of, like, Chick-fil-A. Anytime I go there, my automatic order is, like, a grilled chicken club, though.
Yeah.
Instead of the regular fried chicken.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess I could go either way, but I prefer wings than I do chicken patties or whatever, chicken breast.
Let me say, right? Well, I guess that's not really fair. Just in general, I prefer like a grilled tender or a grilled patty. If you want me to pick a fried chicken patty or grilled chicken patty, I'm going grilled chicken all the way. Just to me, it has more flavor. It's better for you. I like the texture more. I know people love the crunchy or whatever, but a nice juicy grilled chicken, I can't top that.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I would probably choose a grilled patty over a fried patty, but then there's also the preference of homemade versus store-bought versus like restaurant quality shit. It's just kind of like, if we're going homemade, I would probably prefer fried rather than grilled, like all day. I've never been able to successfully, this is my own personal experience, I've never been able to successfully like grill chicken and it be cooked all the way through the first go around.
Yeah.
And when I fry it, most 9 times out of 10, it's usually done and it's still good and juicy, and it's got the seasonings and the batter and all this other stuff. And it's just like, I would prefer to fry it rather than grill it. Or like, this was actually part of my food things too, like Buffalo Wild Wings, fried chicken, like fried chicken wings. It's naked fried, but it's still like one of the better versions of fried chicken that I could think of off the top of my head.
See, but just close your eyes. Picture yourself at a nice little cookout. You got the dogs, you got the burgers, and then you see the plate of grilled chicken, right? Put it on a bun. You put some lettuce. You put some tomato. You put some mayonnaise, right? Maybe grab you a little hot sauce. Grab you a bag of chips, and you sit down, and it's a good meal. And it's better than most fried chicken I've had.
You just reminded me that I haven't eaten dinner.
It's 10 o'clock.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I may not do that anymore. But, I mean, I get it. I do like grilled chicken when it's done right, and I sadly can't do it myself right the first time around. But, I mean, I've had grilled chicken at, like, the family cookouts and all this other stuff. And, yeah, you're right. It's fire. It's fantastic. But if they have fried chicken, I'm always going for that first, usually. Like, at my grandparents' house, we have, like, a get-together. We're always going to Dodge's and getting, like, 100 wings. And that would probably be most of my food.
Yeah.
We'd also have chicken, or grilled chicken, that's probably, like, grilled out in the back or something. But I usually tend to go for those wings.
Hey, it's why we look like this. But what are some hard stance you have for food?
I said this earlier. Mayonnaise can go on a hot dog.
Mayonnaise cannot go on a fucking hot dog.
I don't see why not.
God, don't do that. No,
I don't see why not. You ever had a Chicago style dog?
No.
Try it.
No.
It doesn't have mayonnaise on it. It doesn't come with mayonnaise on it. I will say that now. It's like a big pickle or spear pickle. I think it's got like lettuce, onion, tomato, I want to say. I might be pulling this out of my ass. But like with those toppings, mayonnaise can go perfectly fine with it. Like,
no.
Just good.
No. Let me tell you something though, and this might skew your perspective, might have a lot of people not take me seriously. I'm not a big dress the hot guy up. What? Dress the hot guy up? Wow, that's a different podcast.
All right.
I'm not a big dress the hot dog up guy.
Uh-huh.
I'm grabbing the hot dog. I'm putting some barbecue sauce on it. I'm calling it a day. Relish, keep it away from me. Onions, away from me.
Okay, right? I've got the original recipe here. It's got, of course, the hot dog and everything. It's got mustard, relish, onion, tomato, pickles, and apparently celery salt, and some peppers.
I could see maybe onions, or not onions, tomatoes. Tomatoes might work well. But again, the most I will stray is chili. I'll have a good chili cheese dog, but like ketchup, I outgrew. Mustard, never liked. Like I said, relish, nasty. Sauerkraut, nasty. Onions, nasty. Just barbecue sauce or chili and cheese. Not mayonnaise.
I like to diversify my food, so I tried new things, and a Chicago style dog was like something we got in Chicago.
Fuck up, you posh fuck. I tried new things, but on my list of new things I'm not gonna fucking try. Give me a second.
Yeah, you're good.
It's not going to be fucking mayonnaise on a hot dog. And I'm a mayonnaise guy. I put mayonnaise on a burger. I put mayonnaise on a chicken sandwich. I'm a mayonnaise guy. Mayonnaise in a hot dog, no.
Okay, question. Have you tried it?
No. Because typically I can look at that and be like, that doesn't sound like a good pairing. Today I had a cherry with peanut butter on it. And when I saw it, I was like, I don't think this is going to be good. Popped it in my mouth and almost puked. It was disgusting.
You say Wait, peanut butter on a cherry?
So my lady got a peanut butter milkshake, like a mini peanut butter milkshake from Sonic, and they put a little peanut butter drizzle in the whipped cream, and they put a cherry on top. She doesn't fuck with cherries, so she pulled the cherry off, and it had whipped cream and peanut butter drizzle on it.
Okay, didn't sound good, but I mean, okay, I'm not saying mayonnaise by itself on a hot dog is fine. I don't even think that's good by itself. I'm just saying, like, if it comes to adding extra toppings, which I do on hot dogs, I have relish, I'll have mayonnaise, ketchup. I don't think, or I said mayonnaise,
trash,
ketchup, mustard. I don't think mayonnaise can just be excluded. It's fine.
Trash. It's too thick. It's too thick. You need a saucy sauce on a hot dog.
I think it'll go just fine.
Dude, no. I'm imagining someone lathering up a hot dog with mayonnaise right now.
Okay.
And I hate it so much.
I don't think it's bad, and I stand by it. I don't know. Let me know in the comments how wrong I am if you don't agree with me, but I think it's all right. It may be one of the reasons why I'm fat, but still.
As we're talking about sauces, my hard stance is ranch is the GOAT of sauces. Just with its sheer versatility. Wings, nuggets, salads, right? Pizza. Versatility, taste-wise, it's above. I don't want to say of sauces, because you get to, like, if you want to call mayonnaise a sauce, or you could get to what is a sauce. But mayonnaise, I'd rather have maybe KFC sauce is pretty great. Zaxby's sauce is pretty great. Cookout sauce is pretty great. But of the base sauces, hot sauce, ketchup, mustard, mayo, stuff like that, not mayo.
Yeah.
Not mayo. Just the base that you think like, oh, I want some chicken nuggets. What sauce would you like? You're grabbing the ranch. And there's a reason you're grabbing the ranch. It's the GOAT.
See, okay, I like ranch. Let's preface this by saying that. But I don't eat it on too many different things. Like, I'll have it with wings. I'll have it on a salad. I'll probably have it... You know, I actually don't eat ranch as often as I was going to say. Wing, salad, stuff of that sort usually is when I'll have ranch. But if I'm thinking of like the king of sauces, it probably would usually be ketchup.
No. And I was gonna put this, but I didn't want to. Ketchup is a good sauce. It's the basic sauce. It's the one you use for fries. Outside of that, it's the sauce you use when there's no other sauce. That doesn't make you the king.
But you brought up chicken nuggets earlier. My usual sauce for when I'm eating chicken nuggets would be ketchup.
Yeah, you know, it was mine. But you know what happened?
You got your hands on some ranch, apparently?
No, I grew up. You know?
I don't think that's got to be a grow up thing. I don't feel like it's got to be like that. Like, I get kids will be like, yeah, I don't want any sauce in my chicken nuggets. I just want ketchup or some shit like that. But like, I don't think it's a bad combination. It's all right. I'm not saying I love ketchup. I'm just saying in terms of versatility, if we're going with sauces, I mean, we wouldn't consider ranch on a salad a sauce. It'd be considered more of a dressing because that's usually the category it falls under to. I don't know. Don't ask me that.
Okay, then don't throw out an argument when you don't fully believe in it. But let me pause you right there, okay? I brought some chicken tenders to work. Didn't have any other sauce, but they have ketchup packets. I put some. They were good. But as I said, it was only there because I didn't pack any sauces. And all they have other than ketchup there is mayo and hot sauce. And I'm not putting fucking mayo on the chicken tender. The mayo fucking guy over here. Hot sauce would have been fine, but it's too watery for chicken tenders. So I went with ketchup, and it was good. I enjoy ketchup. But like I said, only use it when there's nothing else to use.
I mean, I guess, but I mean, I prefer ketchup. The only reason I can't argue as hard about this is because I know for a fact there is no ketchup in my fridge at this moment.
Fucking toting the ketchup over here.
But I can say ranch is like been so sparingly used. Like there was a time we like started flying through ranch in our house.
Yeah.
But now we've had the same small bottle of Chick-fil-A herb garden ranch or whatever it's called that we've had in there for probably a month.
But
and
salad, when you get those little boards with all the vegetables on it, you're dipping it in a thing of ranch. Board. Pizza, wings, nuggets, tenders. Even you can make it good on a burger. Dip a quesadilla in some ranch, you'll have a good time.
I mean, I guess, but I don't really consider it the king of sauces if we're really going with it. I'm sticking to ketchup on that one. Or no, never mind. I almost said barbecue sauce, but that really only goes good with like a few certain things.
See, I thought you would have went barbecue sauce just because it does have some kind of versatility. You know, ribs. It does. Hot dogs ribs, for me.
Chicken, hot
all
dogs,
the chicken things, burgers.
Fries, burgers, yeah. But then I think about with other topics like there is barbecue pizza, I'm not gonna lie. Phenomenal. It's not too bad actually. Yeah.
My favorite pizza right now is a barbecue chicken pizza.
I was gonna say that's one of my tops. I still like pepperoni just because I'm basic, but
I thought you would have went barbecue sauce. I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't think of barbecue sauce until I mentioned it a little bit ago.
Barbecue and ranch for me. Sometimes I'll mix the two when I have chicken tenders.
I mean,
what the fuck do you mean? What was that about?
That was me agreeing with you. The fuck?
That was a very sassy agree. Like, what was that?
I don't know why you took it that way.
If you said something and I just went,
if I said like that, I would have made a face to implicate the sassiness. I was just saying
Oh my fucking God. We got like 13 minutes left.
Okay.
Well, I did want to bring this up though. Mm-hmm. Just because you brought up ketchup and I saw this fucking video. Were you ever a Full House watcher?
No.
Okay. The actor on Full House was on a podcast. And I'm Caucasian. All right?
Yeah,
But what this bitch said made me gag. Made me go, no. She said that she takes a taco and she puts ketchup on it.
Nope.
No.
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 Who in their right mind?
Who raised you?
See, this reminds me. I saw this person who was also white. They were posting on TikTok, I want to say. And they were like, my favorite meal, chicken and rice. That chicken was whiter than her. No seasoning. None of that. And then it was stitched with a guy saying, I don't know how to tell people that I'm white but non-practicing, as he pulls out a drawer of seasoning.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what the category that most of my Caucasian friends fall under is like white but non-practicing, because they will season their food.
We have a whole... You've had my lady's food. We have a whole cabinet of seasoning. We have a whole thing of seasoning. I just... Thank God, man. As soon as ketchup on a taco came out of her mouth, I dropped my phone and I was like, no, we are not like her.
That is not a pairing that should go together at all. And I mean, I can agree with that. I was going to bring up Coke versus Pepsi, but I don't feel like getting into all of that one with 10 minutes left. So...
Well... we left the last 10 minutes for the social shit. Do you have another food one? Or should we just get into the social shit?
I've got another food one.
All right,
so I asked you about this. Yeah, I've asked you about this to gauge your response here. So imagine you're making brownies, right? Homemade brownies. You put them in the sheet pan or whatever. You cook them yourself to your preferred level of doneness, right? Which brownie are you going for when you cut them? What's your first pick?
It depends how crispy the edges are.
Because for me, no matter how crispy it is, I always go for the corner.
See, that I had a feeling you were going to say this. I know people have strong opinions on this. And as a certified fat boy myself, you would think I would have opinions on this. But like my brother would always fight me for the corner piece. And I wouldn't even say anything. My mom would pull the pan out, drop them on, cut them, and he'd be like, I'm getting the corner. I'm like, all right, bro. All right. There's 4 of them, so I don't know.
Corners.
There's 4 of them. I don't know why you're throwing hands with me already.
Uh-huh.
But it's like, the corner is good because you get the good crunch of the, the back piece or whatever. But you kind of get, not to the same extent, but you kind of get that with the other edge pieces. But honestly, if I'm going anywhere, it's probably going to be a middle piece. Just the softness, the warmth, and I prefer a softer brownie than a harder brownie.
I see what you're going for here, but why not go for the corner and just get the best of both worlds? Because, I mean, no matter which area you get the brownie from, you're going to get the softer inside with the harder outside, which is, I mean, it's a texture thing, but...
Yeah, I fully get the corner argument, fully understand it, fully get it. And, of course, the corner pieces are always the biggest pieces, right?
Mm-hmm.
I fully get that. But it's like, my favorite brownies outside of my mom's are Cece's. You know Cece's brownies? Powdered sugar on top. Good Lord, they make some good desserts.
I was never a big fan of Cece's brownies.
They have more of a fudge consistency than a brownie consistency. But they're square, they're middle. And like with a good brownie, just soft, flaky cake all the way through. That's usually the middle pieces, right? Now, I told you my experience with the corner pieces of almost getting shot and stabbed when my brother would go for it.
I had to fight my mom for it, like I said.
But I was never unhappy with the middle pieces. I guess this comes from me just getting used to the middle pieces. But to me, I prefer the middle. I go for the middle.
I'm fighting tooth and nail for the corner. I'd pull your brother there. If we ever got together for some brownies, I'm fighting him on the corner pieces. We're throwing hands.
See,
I will pull out the 9.
He's a carb guy. Like at Thanksgiving every year, we have to get about 4 helpings of rolls each because he's going to be in there taking the whole pan. He's a roll guy, right? Dude, there was one Thanksgiving where everybody was done eating and they still had the basket of rolls. And I saw him go to and from. And on his 6th go, he grabbed a roll and turned and looked at me. I was like, dude, you're grabbing another one? And he just went, stop me, please. Hide them.
See, that's what my family has to do with mac and cheese. Because we have, I don't know what this recipe is, and I really need to learn it. Because we have like this great, it's, I say homemade, but it uses like Velveeta cheese. Mac and cheese recipe. And I have to fight my family on who's getting it. There have been times where my mom specifically had to make 2 pans for me and somebody else because we're the 2 that will fight everybody for the mac and cheese.
You have to. See,
yeah.
And I'm cool with like, are you a turkey or a ham guy?
Ham.
See, I go for the ham all the time, but most people are like, it's Thanksgiving, you want to get the turkey, right? So I usually got the ham to myself. Now, my lady prefers ham, so me and her pretty much take the entire ham. But I'm telling you this right now. I want to save this full discussion for like a Thanksgiving episode in November.
Okay.
But I have the 2 sides of the white family. I have the side of my family where my plate is a roll, piece of ham and turkey, and then I'll delve on the pie. And then I have the side of the family where I got the roll, I got the mashed potatoes, I got the macaroni, I got both meats, I got green beans, I got some other shit. My brother, and again, I'll try to save this, but I'll try to save most of this. My brother has a lady that he's been dating for a while, and he went to their Thanksgiving for the first time, and their family is very white. And the entire time he was over there, he was texting my mom, please, I'm so hungry. Please tell me nobody ate all the food because her family's food was ass.
Okay, I've got that sentiment too, but to a lesser degree because everybody in my family is black, so we all season it. But there are some recipes that I just cannot get behind. So, like, I brought up mac and cheese earlier. Like, if anybody on my more, like, well-known side of my family, my mom's side, I guess, because I don't really... stereotype. There's like the side where my mom, my nana, my granny, like anybody in that side of the family, if they were to make mac and cheese, I'm fighting everybody for it.
Yeah.
But then there's some of the aunts and like family friends that'll make mac and cheese, and I'm surprised nobody's called me out on it because I would not have an answer for them. But I just don't touch it. Like, it's like, no, there's no way I'm eating that. Like, I can't. It's not creamy. It's just kind of hard and seemingly old and store-bought or something like that. And I just can't eat it.
I was going to bring up something to set off a turkey ham debate. Like I said, we got to save that for a Thanksgiving episode. But for this episode, I think I'm all set. Are you, Z?
I think I am too.
All right. Let us know in the comments what you think of these hard stances. Let us know some of your hard stances. Let us know in the ratings when you rate 5 stars, because I know you're going to rate 5 stars. Or let us know in the email. Send it our way. Maybe we'll react to it on a podcast. Take them, right? Mm-hmm. redlighthomies@gmail.com.
Yes, sir. And I know I'm going to catch fire for this mayonnaise on a hot dog comment, but let me know what you think. You know, I want to hear.
So desperate to not be alone. Holy shit!
I just want to hear. I want to hear how much you hate me for saying it, or if you agree with me. That's all I'm saying.
Whatever. As you're doing that, make sure you like, rate, and share the show. Especially rating, especially sharing. I already mentioned rating, but sharing. Whether it's clicking that crooked arrow, sharing it on your social media platforms, or whether it's word of mouth. Word of mouth is very important too. If your buddy comes up to you and he's like, hey, I need a podcast that you absolutely have a hard stance that it's a great podcast, what do they say, Z?
Well, I know this may be my guilty pleasure here, but Red Light Homies... Red Light Homies, the boys Jackie and Z, you should go take a listen to them. They're my all-time favorite.
Absolutely. This was the homies Jackie and Z.
That's me.
And we'll see y'all next Monday.
Peace out.